Hello, good morning all of you. Myself Dr. Kishor Theng from Arts and Commerce College, Warod Bakal, District Buldana. Today, here I am going to represent myself on a topic that is related with solid waste management practices. So first of all, here I would like to thank principal, organizer, and all organizing committee members of this one-day national level e-workshop on environmental sustainability organized by Department of Botany, M.S.P Arts and Science and KTP Commerce College, Manora, District Washim, for giving me here this opportunity to interact with you through this online mode. So thank you all of you. Now let's come to our today's topic, that is solid waste management. Here first of all we want to know that what is in by waste or waste material and what are the solid waste. Waste is a unwanted or useless material. Waste is any material unused and rejected as a worthless or unwanted, and a useless or a profileless activity using or expanding or consuming thoughtlessly or carelessly. This waste is also known as a rubbish, trash, refuse, garbage, or a junk. Here, these waste are of different types. On the basis of their physical properties, there may be considered as a three main types, such as solid waste, liquid waste, and gaseous waste. Along with these three types, there are some other types also, such as animal byproducts, biodegradable waste, chemical waste, commercial waste, which is also known as a business waste, biomedical waste, and the bulky waste. Biodegradable waste mostly include food and kitchen waste, green waste, paper material, which is easy to recycle. And there is also some recyclable material such as paper, glass, bottle, can, metal, as well as some specific types of plastic material. Then inner types of waste are also there, which mostly include construction and demolition waste, dirt, rock, as well as debris. Next one is the composite types of waste. It including waste clothing, tetra packing, waste plastic such as toys. One more types of waste is the hazardous types of waste. Okay, hazardous types of waste, and these waste are mostly related to, or including the industrial and the hospital types of material. Because of industrial and hospital waste mostly containing toxic substances, so it is called as a hazardous types of waste. Hazardous waste considered as highly toxic to human beings, animal, as well as to the plants also, because of they are corrosive, highly inflammable, or explosive in natures. In industrial sector, especially these hazardous types of waste are generated through metal, chemical, paper, pesticide, dye, and rubber good industries. When there is a direct exposure to chemical in hazardous waste, such as mercury as well as to the cyanide, then it is harmful or fatal to that of workers. In case of hospital waste or biomedical waste, these are considered as a waste which is generated during the diagnosis, treatment, or immunization of human beings or animals, as well as in research activities pertaining thereto, or in the production or testing of biological materials. It mostly include waste like a sharp waste, pathological waste, pharmaceutical waste, genotoxic waste, chemical waste, as well as a radioactive waste. Again here, these waste are categorized into different types, such as organic waste, mostly waste from preparation of food, marketplaces, they are considered as organic types of waste. Next one is the combustible types of waste, paper, wood, dried leaves, packing for reliefs of atoms, that is mostly high organic and low moisture contents. Again, one more type is considered as a non-combustible type, metal, tin, can, bottle, stones, all these are coming into the non-combustible types of waste. Ash or dust, residues from fire use for cooking, producing such types of wastage. Bulky waste, mostly including tree branches, tires, dead animals, after that carcasses of domestic animals and livestock stocks also. So these are the different categories of this solid waste. Here especially we have to focus on a solid waste. So solid waste means it is a material which has a very negligible value to the producer, and there is no direct consumption of generated waste, or it is also considered as a unwanted or useless solid material generated from combined residential, industrial and commercial activities in given specific area. And waste is solid substance generated as a result of human activities and being no longer of values for the respective economics, physiological or technological process are removed from it. In broader sense, solid waste is understood as any household, industrial and agricultural material that have been used of. Or simply we can also say that solid waste means a non-liquid or non-soluble material ranging from municipal garbage to industrial waste that contain complex and sometimes hazardous substances also. Now here this solid waste include various types of substances such as garbage, rubbish, demolition product, then sewage treatment residues, dead animal bodies, manures and some other discarded materials that should be also included in this types of waste, that is in a solid waste. Now this solid waste are producing from various different types of sources. So there are many sources of solid waste. Especially it should be comes from, or it is a municipal solid waste, domestic waste, then commercial waste, mining, agricultural waste, hazardous waste, which especially including hospital and the industrial waste. In case of municipal solid waste, it mostly consisting of household waste, construction and the demolition debris, sanitation residues, waste from street sweeping, sewage treatment plant waste. After that, waste from school and other institutions may include in a municipal solid types of waste. As we know that with rising in urbanization and change in lifestyle as well as a food habitat, the amount of this municipal solid waste has been increasing very rapidly, and its composition also goes on changing day by days. Then then second is the domestic waste, which mostly including garbage, rubbish, paint, paper, glasses, old toys, old clothes, as well as a spoiled food. And commercial waste should be included or coming from a different store as well as from the offices. Then mining types of waste especially come from coal mining, strip mining. Agricultural waste including fertilizer and pesticide, containers, organic waste, all these are including agricultural types of waste. While hazardous waste especially coming from hospital waste and the industrial waste. And in case of hospital waste, disposable syringes, swabs, body fluids, bandages may be act as a hospital waste, which may be including some hazardous materials also. In case of industries, various types of solvent, resin, metals, plastics, rubber, leather, abrasive, these types of material coming into industrial waste. There are some e-waste material waste like entire circuits, mobile phones, also considered as a electric waste. Now such types of solid waste are produced in a very huge amount, and so it producing a various types of effects on a plants, animal, as well as on a human beings also. If these types of waste not does not correctly dispose, then it provide a breeding sites for various types of insect, vectors, pest, snake, and vermin, that is a rat, that increases the likelihood of disease transmission. It may also pollute water sources and the environment also. So first side effect of this solid waste is it producing a disease transmission. In this case, decomposing organic waste attract animal, vermin, as well as the fleas. Then this fleas playing a major role in transmission of fecal oral diseases, particularly where domestic waste contain feces. Rodent may increase the transmission of diseases such as leptospirosis, salmonella, and attract snake to waste health. Here, this solid waste may provide breaking site for that is a breeding sites for mosquitoes, which causing a various types of diseases, especially as like that of malaria. Then the solid waste are also responsible for pollutions also. Poor management of the collection and disposal of solid waste may lead to cause a pollution of surface water or groundwater. They may cause significant problem if the waste contain toxic substances or if nearby water sources are used for water supplies. If large quantity of dry waste are stored in a hot climate, this may create a fire hazard also, and especially it also affect on a moral values. Effect of living in an unhygienic and untidy environment may lead people to become a demoralized and less motivated to improve conditions surrounding to them. This solid waste changes properties of soil, air, as well as the water, and so it causing a pollution. Solid waste produces full types of smell, so it breeds to insect and organism. It leads to spread of many different types of diseases, infection, which affecting humans as well as animal populations, and harmful chemicals are released into the environments. This solid waste are not collected and allowed to accumulate, then they may create unsanitary conditions, which leads to epidemic outbreaks, as well as it may causes various types of diseases like cholera, diarrhea, dysentery, plague, jaundice, or some gastrointestinal diseases may spread and also cause loss of human liver also. Improper handling of solid waste causing a health hazard for a worker who come in direct contact with this waste. And from environmental points of view, if solid waste not treated properly, then it leads to decomposition and decay of that material also take place. Organic solid waste during decomposition may generate intolerable odor also, so it is irritating to human beings. Now these are some side effects or the causes due to this solid waste. So for avoiding to this, proper solid waste management is essential. Solid waste management means total efforts to limit the environmental impact of solid waste from the point of productions through the recovery process to the disposal and recycling. So overall this event is known as a solid waste management, or it is a discipline associated with control of generation, storage, collection, transport or transfer, processing and disposal of solid waste material. So solid waste management include planning, administrative, financial, engineering and legal functions in the process of solving problem arising from waste material. So here in this case, main objectives of this solid waste management practices are, that is the public to maintain the public health and the hygienic condition, then energy generation, reuse, recovery and recycle. Next is the sustainable development. After that, aesthetic values. So for this, various methods are used for solid management, especially including dumping, controlled tipping, or which is also known as a sanitary landfill. Then next is the incineration, composting, manure pits. After that, burial method is also used for these solid waste management practices. Especially we can effectively following one simple method for this solid waste management. So here we can establish a very simple method for this solid waste management, and in this case we have to start it from in first steps, identify the types of waste. After the identification of the types of waste, we have to identify the source of waste from where this waste are produced. Then next to that one, determine the potential health hazard from waste. Exactly what kinds of effects that should be produced by this waste on human, animal as well as on the plants. Then determine the volume of waste generated. Exactly in how much quantity that waste should be produced. After that, identify safe collection method. How to easily collect this method without causing any harms to the worker. Then identify safe transportation method, transfer or the transportation method. How to transfer it from a residential or industrial area to another area where we can treat it properly. And last one is the identify safe disposal method, how to dispose that wastage. Okay, so various types of method used for the treatment of solid waste. With different types of waste, different treatment methods are generally applied. Especially it include open dumping method, landfill method, anaerobic digestion, composting, vermicomposting, encapsulation, incinerations. So these are the various types of method used for the solid waste treatment. One of the most important method is the open dumps. Open dumps means it is an uncovered area that are used to dump solid waste of all kinds. The waste is untreated and not segregated. Here it is a breeding ground for fleas, rats and other insects that spreading diseases. As I already told you, the rainwater runoff from this dump contaminates nearby land and water, and thereby spreading diseases in that sources also. In some countries, open dumps are being phased out, or there is a ban. Second method is a landfill method. Landfill means it is a refers to the ground that has been filled in with soil and rocks instead of a waste material, so that it can be used for a specific purpose and such as for a building houses also. Landfill is also known as a dump or a tip. That is a site for disposal of waste material by burial method. Older, poorly designed or poorly managed landfills can create a number of adverse environmental impact, such as a wind-blown litter, attraction of vermin, and generation of a liquid leachate. Sanitary landfill, it is also one of the method. In this case, this method is designed to greatly reduce or eliminate the risk that waste disposal may pose to the public health and environmental quality also. Now, one of the most important method is the composting. Composting is the biological decomposition of organic waste under controlled aerobic condition. Industries as paper, agricultural, and food processing give out waste which are almost 100% organic. This organic matter can be composted to yield good manure. Compost is the end product obtained after subjecting the organic fraction of solid waste to the aerobic or anaerobic decomposition to yield humus like solid, carbon dioxide, water vapor, and the energies. Different strategies of composting include segregation of solid waste, processing of compostable matter, preparation for compost, then digestion, curing, and the screening. Now, what is the mechanism of this composting? Composting is a very complex process which involving the participation of several types of microorganisms like bacteria, actinomycetes, and the fungi. Here, in this case, bacteria bring out the decomposition of macromolecules, namely proteins and the lipids, and that is beside generating energy. And fungi and actinomycetes degrade cellulose and other complex compound. Here, composting divided into 3 stages with reference to change in temperature. Mesophilic stage, then second is the thermophilic stage, and the cooling phase. That is on the basis of change in temperature. Next one is the anaerobic digestion. It is also one of the method. Anaerobic digestion is regulated version of a natural events of landfill. In that, it results in the controlled release of methane-rich biogas, which offer the potential for a very real form of energy from a waste. And it is carried out in a large fermented tank. In this tank, solid waste is taken in absence of oxygen, and anaerobic bacteria convert the large organic molecules mainly into methane and the carbon dioxide. Unlike composting, anaerobic digestion occur at one of the 3 distinct temperature ranges, namely psychrophilic, mesophilic, and the thermophilic. Psychrophilic less than 20 degrees centigrade, mesophilic that is between 20 to 45, and thermophilic more than 45. Especially microorganisms involved in aerobic digestions are of different types, and here there are 4 main groups of bacteria which involving in anaerobic digestion, as hydrophilic fermentative bacteria, Clostridium and Pectococcus, then acidogenic bacteria, especially including a Centrophobacter and the Centrophomonas bacteria. Then next one is the acidogenic type of bacteria, and it include Methanosarcina and the Methanosarcina and the Methanothrix types of bacteria. And last one is the methanogenic bacteria, which include Methanobacterium as a bacteria in this process. Then digestion process involving 4 steps, that is hydrolysis, acidogenesis, and the methanogenesis. Now these are the some important steps related to anaerobic digestion. Next, one more important method is the vermicomposting method. It is also a simple biotechnological process of composting in which specific species of earthworm are used to enhance the process of waste conversion and produce a better end products. Vermicomposting it is different from composting in various ways. First one is the utilizing microorganism earthworm that are active at 10 to 32 degrees centigrade temperature. Process is faster than composting because material passes through the earthworm gut. A significant but not yet fully understood transformation take place, whereby the resulting earthworm casting are rich in microbial activity and plant growth regulators. Uh, Various types of earthworm species used for this process may be categorized into two main types: burrowing earthworm and the non-burrowing types of earthworm. Uh, Here there are given some specific characteristics of this burrowing earthworm and the non-burrowing types of earthworm. Especially if you consider their habitat, burrowing types of earthworm live deep in soil, while that of non-burrowing earthworm live in the upper layer of soil. Burrowing types of earthworm are pale in color, while that of non-burrowing types of earthworm are red or purple in color. Length of burrowing earthworm is 20 to 30 centimeter, and that of non-burrowing earthworm is of 10 to 15 centimeter. Burrowing types of earthworm having lifespan of 15 years, while that of non-burrowing earthworm having just only of 28 months. And there are various types of species that are suitable in both cases, that is in burrowing as well as a non-burrowing types of earthworm as per the environmental conditions. And another more important points related to this solid waste is their management. In case of management, our main objective is that waste processing is to reduce the amount of waste through recycling and disposal of waste in a way not to impair the environmental conservations. So there are four different types of R which should be followed for the waste management. R. Okay, so these are including here refuse, reuse, recycle, and the reduce, especially for the management of solid waste. Management of this solid waste is done according to its nature. Management of medical solid waste, management of non-degradable solid waste, management of hazardous types of solid waste, management of non-hazardous and biodegradable solid waste, management of electronic waste, which is also called as a e-waste. In case of solid waste management, hospital waste is generated during diagnosis, treatment, or immunization of human being or animals, as well as in research activities in this field, or in the production or testing of biological material. So this medical solid waste include both types of constituents, that is non-hazardous as well as hazardous types. In this case, treatment options are generally incinerations and sanitary landfills. After that, management related to non-degradable solid waste. Example of this non-degradable solid waste are glass, plastic, textile, and ferrous and non-ferrous metals, iron, steel, as well as aluminium. And treatment options available for such types of solid waste are recycling, sanitary landfill, and the incinerations. After that, management of hazardous types of waste. Generally, various types of methods are applied for these hazardous types of waste: physical separation, after that gravity separation, dissolve air flotation, solvent extraction, sorptions on activated carbon. And method followed for the management of this hazardous waste are thermal treatment, which mostly including incinerations and biological types of treatments. Now, non-hazardous or the biodegradable types of waste, that should be mostly including municipal waste, industrial waste, agriculture waste, and the sewage sludge. So, for the management of such types of non-hazardous and biodegradable types of solid waste, mostly including open dumps, landfill, anaerobic digestion, composting, as well as the vermicomposting. Uh, and one more types of waste is the electronic waste, which is known as a e-waste, and they are largely due to the toxicity and carcinogenicity of some of the substance if processed improperly. Toxic substances in electronic waste include lead, mercury, cadmium. Carcinogenic substances in electronic waste may include polychlorinated biphenyls also. A typical computer may contain more than 6% lead by weight. After that, transformer, PVC, insulated wire of polychlorinated biphenyls are also including in these types of waste. And we know that they are having a various health effects. So management of such types of waste is also essential. And here various types of treatment options are available for such types of e-waste, which especially including encapsulation, incineration, as well as sanitary landfills. Then next is the reuse of electronic waste in the form of stool. Reutilization of this e-waste also reduce the solid waste. So this is also one of the suitable method. Now there are various factors which affecting solid waste management, and especially climate and percentage moisture. After that, systematic growth of city, status of the municipality, resources available, per capita income, as well as status. These are the some specific factor which affecting on the solid waste management practices. So in this way, by considering this factor, we have to plan for a proper solid waste management practices also. While there are some technologies such as RFID, that is a radio frequency identification techniques, then GPS tracking system, and these are also some suitable techniques on which we have to focus for the solid waste management practices. And zero waste system, which was proposed by PhD chemist, that is a Paul Palmer in Auckland. It is also one of the method, and it is especially a philosophy that encourages the redesigning of resources life cycle, so that all products are reused. And various governments at national as well as international level create a various types of policies for this solid waste management practices, which especially including various types of act as well as the rules, and especially Environmental Protection Act in 1986. Second one is the Hazardous Waste Rule in 1989, Biochemical Waste Rule in 1998, Municipal Solid Waste Rule in 2000. After that, Solid Management Act 1996, Solid Waste Policy in India in 2006. So this policies has been governed by various agencies and government as well at a national and international level for the management of this solid waste, and for avoiding the impact of the solid waste on the environments. So there are some recommendations for the solid waste management. Important one is the improvement of people and private sector through NGOs, which helps to improve the efficiency of solid waste management. Now, public awareness should be created, especially at a primary level. Then littering of solid waste should be prohibited in cities, town, as well as in various urban areas, more over house to house collecting solid waste should also be used. So we have to focus on this, some recommendations which help us to reduce the creation of the solid waste and management of this solid waste. So in this way, here we have seen some information about solid waste management practices in this session. Now, due to time limitations, yeah, here I would like to stop myself. I hope that all of you enjoy these sessions. Thank you. Thank you all of you.